royal family, welcome to my channel. I am the Pick a Card Empress, and today we are doing a reading, a message from the person on your mind. Okay, so today we have four piles. The first pile is that like pearl rose. They're very beautiful, very delicate, and all these brooches were given to me by a member of our soul family, Kevin. So I just want to take the opportunity to thank Kevin. They're so lovely. So the first pile is the Muse Tarot and that pearl flower brooch. The second pile is the tarot, the Journey of the Sacred Bee tarot, and that bouquet of flowers, so flowers for the bees. The third pile is the Rainbow Heart tarot and those two interlocking circles. And then the fourth pile is the Cosmic Visions tarot and that another bouquet of flowers with that beautiful pearl adornment. So do your thing, pick a pile. I'm going to be back in the next slide to show you the boxes because sometimes that helps. All right, take care. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm going to show you the boxes now. So if you chose or if you're interested in pile one, it's going to be this brooch. Beautiful, right? And this Muse tarot. And then pile two, it's going to be this brooch and the Tower of the Sacred Bee. And then pile three, it's this brooch and the Rainbow Heart Tarot. And then pile four, it's this brooch and the Cosmic Visions Tarot. Okay, so do your thing, pick your part, and I'm going to be back to see what your person's got to say. I'll see you in a bit. Hey, pile one, if you chose this pearl rose, I guess, pearl rose, and the Muse Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing we're going to do, let's get significators for a person's energy, just generally, and then we're going to look at what is their energy that is specific to you, right? What's their energy towards you and you alone. This is the Archetype Cards by Carolyn Miss, and we have here the Samaritan. So this is someone, they want to do good. They want to do good in the world. They want to help people who might not be as privileged as they are. So this is someone who is an advocate. Um, and it feels like, I don't think this is something recent. I think your person has always had a heart for helping others, but I think it's just their purpose has become like more in focus in recent times. Okay, this person's energy generally. Let's see this card. We have the Seeker. Thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So this is why your person is in this Good Samaritan energy, because the more information or insight that they get on the world, the universe, and what resonates for them, is the more they're able to see the humanity in other people, the more they're able to see that, no matter how different we think we are, we're really the same and we're all connected. So, as my father used to say, you do good, you do yourself. You do bad, you do yourself. And this is someone who wants to do good because they realize, it's a cycle and it's all going to come right back around again. So you could say that it could be a selfish energy because they know that it's going to be down to their benefit in the end. But this is someone who is like really pure of heart, and they want to help for helping sake. They see the world outside there and they want to do whatever they can to alleviate the suffering, and to improve the condition of others. Okay. It's also someone who is seeking like spiritual knowledge on what is their spiritual truth. It's someone who recognizes that whatever they believed in prior no longer resonates with the frequency that they're holding right now. So they're trying to figure out, what's true to them. What's true to them. That's where they are. And they don't care where that journey takes them. This person is following and I feel, somehow today, and I don't usually see this with this card, again, like wise man vibes. I know they follow the star. Well, your person, they're also following the star, but this time the star is internal. This time is the star is their heart. Okay. All right. Let's see their energy towards you. Let's take this one. The energy towards you is exorcist in reverse. Okay. I think previously this person tried to get rid of you. I don't know how else to say it. They tried to exorcise your energy from their energy field. I think for at some point in time, for some of them, they thought you were some sort of devil energy or someone who may have been influenced by some negative force coming to tempt them or to change their way of life or to change their way of thinking, and that it would be to their detriment. So they saw you as something negative that they had to like excise completely from their life. And for a lot of you guys, they may have gone all out in this exercise. Okay, my water alarm came up. Um, they may have gone out because for them, like alarm bells were ringing. But sometimes when we've been through a lot, trauma can make us misinterpret things. And what should really be red flags, we see what should really be green flags, we see it as red flags. So you are there, you're trying to reach out, you're trying to communicate that you love this person, you're trying to show this person how much they care, but all they saw was an attack. All they saw was a bit to manipulate them. All they saw was a bit to communicate that to control them. Right? That's all they saw. So it feels like now that they have had the time to really calm down their nervous system. And I think for some of them, they might be engaging in mindfulness practices, a lot more spiritual practices. Their spiritual hygiene um, is a bit more refined. Now they're looking at you and they're seeing that you weren't trying to do them harm. You were actually trying to help. So that Good Samaritan card that we saw underneath the deck is also their atonement. That's what I'm getting. Their atonement. That's their way of atoning for what they might have done to you, because it looks like they spared no effort in trying to push you away, in trying to banish you from their life. As I told you, for some of them, they may have even sought out um, spiritual practitioners to try to cut the cord or cut the bond between you guys. Also here in the word family, I also get as well that family or friends may have played a big role in them thinking that you were a negative force, right? Thinking that you were, temptation, you were trying to harm them, you were a manipulator, whatever it is, I think family members, friends may have preyed upon your person's past experiences, and it was easy to convince your person at the time that you needed to be gotten rid of. Okay, that's what I get. So let's get a message from this person that is on your mind. Now, for some of you, it is definitely a romantic figure. For others of you, This could be a family member or friend who turned against you. You guys may have been very close at some point in time, but it looks like other people were able to interfere and cause a lot of damage and distance in this relationship. Okay, so take it as it will. So the first person that you think of when you think about this reading, it's a message coming from them. So we have now giving. So when they think about you, they think about giving back to you. I really get an atonement vibe. This person feels very guilty. You see, now they're seeing things clearly, not seeing things through the eyes of their trauma, nor through the eyes of other people, right? Nor through the eyes of other people. So now they want to make up for what they did in the past. Right? This is part of their, repentance. What do they want to talk about? What's this message about? We have commitment. Okay. So this person is coming back around, and you're gonna see them in the 3D pretty soon because they've already appeared in this reading. For a lot of you, this is a romantic connection. Okay. For others, it might be platonic, but you're going to follow your intuition where that is concerned. Okay. Now that your person is seeing things from a different perspective, we have a card number 12, which is a hangman. They're seeing things from a different perspective. Now they want to commit to you. Now they want to commit to you. This is their message. They want to commit to you. They want to commit to this path of love, because even these trees here are shaped like hearts. Okay, so that's basically their message. They want to come back around, try to mend whatever broken bonds or whatever cut cords that may exist between you guys. Whatever was torn, they want to mend. Whatever was hardened between you guys, they want to soften, because they are ready for commitment. So basically the ball is in your court. Do you still want this person? You let me know. In the bottom we have here 9 of Pentacles. Okay, they see you as a free bird. Right, they see you as a free bird, a free spirit. And I'm hearing the words, they want to lock you down. Ah, really now? Spirit, expand upon this message with commitment. What's this about? We have the Chariot. Yeah, wanting to move forward now, right? And maybe you spent a lot of time trying to convince this person to choose you, to see what you were seeing, because it looks like you got this vision. They can see far down the road and see the pot that lies at the pot of gold that lies at the end of the rainbow. They can see the value in this connection. They can see the value in you. But you saw it. You saw it, right? You're the one that had the 2020 vision. You saw it. They couldn't see it. But now that they see it, they want to know if you're still interested. So let me know down on the bottom. Are you still interested? Because that's what they want to know. They want to move forward with this connection here. And it's their intuition that's telling them that you are the one, right? It's their intuition that's telling them that. So they are following their heart now, and their heart is leading them back to you. Their heart is leading them to free themselves from whatever negativity or whatever false narrative they were telling themselves about you and the viability of this relationship. And I think, besides them having their own self doubts, as I told you before, I think there's also a lot of external chatter. So they're freeing themselves from that because they want a relationship with you. So this is what they've come to say today. They want a relationship with you. They don't want this to be over. And maybe for some of you guys watching, as far as you're concerned, this is over. You've invested enough time, enough energy in this relationship. As far as you are concerned, this is real. Oh, this is over, but it ain't over for them. It ain't over them. So this is a message I've come to deliver. Are you still interested, viewer? I'm interested now. I would like to walk this path of love with you. I'd like to see where this goes, right? I believe in this relationship now. I believe in this connection now. Will you go on this journey with me? That's their message to you. That's their message to you. Now, when a person thinks about you and they think about this connection, what's going on in the mind here? We have the Eight of Cups. You know what they think about? They think about how they walked away from you. And I tell you that this, kicking themselves in the butt here because now they just feel so empty. It's like a black hole in their heart, and maybe they might have even tried to fill that void with other people. I do think they tried that. I tell you, this person tried everything to exorcise you, but your energy kept haunting them over and over and over again. They couldn't get rid of you. Their mind always turned right back to you because that's where their heart was. So they feel empty and they wish that they had not walked away. They wish that they had made a different choice. They wish they hadn't hurt you. Right? We have justice in reverse. So there's an injustice here that the universe recognizes. The universe recognizes that this person did you dirty. Right? The scales are unbalanced right now. Right now. There is a karmic that this person created. Because I tell you that they did not spare any effort in pushing you away. Right? We have the Four of Pentacles, but they weren't able to let you go. Mm-mm. They tried. They really did try. They did try to let you go, right? But they just kept coming right back to you. Four of Pentacles in reverse. When they think about you as well, they think that you abandoned them. They only see when you had to walk away, but they didn't see how they abandoned this relationship long before your physical exit. And they may have abandoned your relationship by pushing you away, by maybe choosing somebody else, choosing another path, hurting you. They abandoned the relationship. So emotionally and spiritually, they abandoned the relationship long before you walked away. Let's look at this heart space energy, their heart space energy for you. Let's see what's going on there. Spirit, what's this person's heart space energy for viewer? What's this person's heart space energy for viewer? Underneath the deck, yeah, panicking now. Panicking now because they really feel like this opportunity to be with you is slipping from their grasp day by day. They're just drowning in their feelings. Okay? They're all up in their feelings right now. Before they didn't care about yours. They're all up in their feelings right now. Let's see their heart space energy for you. We have powerless. They feel like their hands are tied. Okay? They feel like, there's nothing that they can do to win your heart. They think that you've just written off this connection completely, right? They think that you are not interested. What else do they feel? Oh, loving. They're devoted. They have a devoted heart for you, right? It may have taken some time, but this person really cares about you, right? And they're disgusted by their own behavior because it feels like they treated you like trash, right? They treated you like garbage. So now when they look back at the things that they did to you, they just can't, they almost can't live with themselves because you were always so trustworthy. You were always trusting and loving to them. They can't believe that they treated you like that. They just can't. And you didn't do anything to them. It was absolutely unprovoked. And they know that if it was them, they will not be able to forgive you. They know that. Let's get a message from this person's higher self. A message from this person's higher self. And then we'll get 3D messages from them, okay? What does their higher self want you to know? And we have here wisdom. Yeah, they're more mature now. They're wiser. You're not dealing with the same person that you were dealing with before. They have matured. They've grown. What is it higher? Yeah, this is what they want, right? They want to start over. They want a clean slate. They want you to be able to forget what happened in the past and give them access to your energy again. That's what they want. They want access to your energy again. They want you to be loving and kind to them again. We have Page of Wands. Right, they want a fresh start. They want a fresh start in this relationship. We have the Muse of Materials. This is the King of Pentacles. And you know, he's a provider. They want to provide for you. They want to protect you. They want to take care of you where they might have harmed you in the past. Okay. Now, for some of them, it feels like you guys may have had a bad breakup, right? But they want you to know that, and I told your family members were involved, right? They want you to know that it looks like there was a circle of family members that may have banded together to really pressure your person to leave you behind or to leave you alone, right? Um, but they just weren't able to do it. I told you they tried. So they're coming back around because they want another chance. We have the 10, we have the destiny card. They think that you are their destiny. And they're hoping that you will find it in your heart to give them another chance. Let's get some messages from their 3D self. What does their 3D self want you to know? What does their 3D self want you to know right now? I will be back to bring justice because even they know that there's been an injustice here. I will be back to bring justice and balance to the situation, right? So, as I told you, they want to make things right. Let's get some 3D messages from them. It says, I know there's a deep soul connection between us. So they're no longer denying the intensity of the connection between you guys. They're actually acknowledging it. You are their soulmate. They know this now. I want to talk to you, but I'm afraid. Yeah, they're afraid of rejection because um, they know if it was them, they would reject you. Right? After everything that was said and done here, okay? They know they would reject you. You have inspired me to become a better version of myself, but everything turns out for the highest good of all because they're coming back better than before, wiser than before, and more vulnerable than before. I think before you might have been thinking that you're hitting your head against a brick wall because this person just seemed so cold, so unfeeling. Okay? You are the master of your world and the master of your heart. So of my heart. So you've really inspired this person, right? Your poise, right? Your compassion, your empathy for others. You've inspired them to be the best version of themselves. and they want another chance. They want another chance. Okay. All right. Based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect? Will be this person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? We have the King of Swords. Well, they're coming to talk. They're coming to talk your head off, and they're coming to apologize. Queen of Swords in reverse, because it looks like for some of you guys, you really cut them off. Now, for others of you, in my readings, reverse court cards are karmic energies. For others of you, they may have chosen a third party, so they want to tell you something about that relationship, and it looks like that relationship is on the boink here. Okay, that relationship, it looks like it is on the brink of collapsing. For a lot of you, they chose somebody else and it turned out to be a really crazy situation. We have here the devil. The devil. So now that they've had that experience here, and the Queen of Swords in reverse, she's very bitter because she's been through a lot. And the way that she protects herself is through her words. So this person may have hurt you by the things that they said or did, but Spirit letting you know that what goes around comes right back around. And remember we started with that message, what goes around comes right back around. So they want to do good now. Yes, they want to do good now because they've seen exactly what putting negativity out in the world will get you. That's why they want to do good now. Okay? Because this person here has taught them a pretty deep lesson about karma and the consequences of their actions. That's why they want to do good now. Some people can't put themselves in other people's shoes. It has to happen to them for them to understand, and it looks like your person's one of those persons. What does Spirit want you to do in this situation that's for your highest good? We have surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Well, Spirit saying no matter what's going on here, you are moving through some sort of abundance portal, right? So, and you're moving through that abundance portal because you've learned a lesson here, right? And it's a lesson in valuing yourself, right? You were throwing your pearls to swine, right? They couldn't see your value. And you're like, you know what? If you can't appreciate my presence, you're going to feel my absence. That's exactly what you did, right? So now they understand. Spirit saying surrender your fear of intimacy. Now you might be afraid to trust this person again or to trust anybody again after what happened to you. But Spirit is reminding you that you have discernment, so you don't have to be afraid of making the wrong choice. Your intuition has never been wrong, right? So you don't have to be afraid, right? Allow love in. It says here, you are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any pattern that stops you from opening your heart. Now, this pushing away that your person was doing, that was one of their patterns that prevented them from opening their heart. So, in some respects, your person was also mirroring you because Spirit is telling you right now that you have some sort of pattern going on that doesn't allow people to get too close to you. The minute they get close, you might create a scenario or make an accusation or you do something that puts up this wall, just like your person was doing. But Spirit says, okay, it's okay to let love in. You're going to know if somebody's playing the ass with you or not. Okay? You have enough experience, you have enough wisdom, you have enough intuition. I'm in love. That was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Can I ask you guys, as an energy exchange, to like this video, subscribe, and make sure you put on the notification bell and click all notifications. If you put personalized, then YouTube chooses which videos you can see, right? You don't give your power over to YouTube, okay? And please put a comment down below. I love to hear from you. All right, Take care. Bye. Hey, pal, too, if you chose the basket of flowers for the bee, this is going to be your reading. Okay, so let us begin. We're going to tap into your person. Going to be looking at their energy generally and then their energy towards you. Let's see who we're tapping into right now. We have the Queen. Radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So this is the energy that your person is embodying at this time. Certainly could be how they're looking at you, but we haven't asked that question about that energy that is specific to you. So this tells me this is the energy that they're radiating in. They're radiating in and perhaps balancing their divine feminine energy, which is about, being intuitive, being receptive, and nurturing not just others around you, but also, most importantly, yourself. Okay. All right. So let's see your person's energy generally. The energy generally. We have a pioneer doing something different. Certainly they could have a new idea that they're working on that's kind of taking up all of their time. There's certainly that can be going on, but this is about just doing life differently. This is almost like a fresh start, especially, and it feels like it might be a fresh start in love, doing things differently in love. So if your person had entrenched patterns in their romantic relationships and maybe even in their platonic relationships too, if they had entrenched patterns, it looks like all that they're switching up. It says passion for doing and creating what is not done before. So this is them moving outside the comfort zone. And that quote is coming to me. Outside your comfort zone is where the magic happens. This is the energy that they're going forth with. That everything they're just rebelling against whatever entrenched or even ancestral patterns they may have been operating in the past. Okay? All right, let's see their energy towards you. Let me take something here. We have the God. And this is divine masculine energy. So it's interesting that divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy would come out. So what that tells me is that your person is becoming more balanced in their use of the different archetypes that reside within all of us, right? So either before they were operating in toxic masculinity or in toxic femininity, no, they're now balanced. So they're created yin yang within themselves. And once you create yin yang within yourself, then the vibe that you're putting out there is that balanced person, and you're going to attract something that's balanced or someone that's balanced. Okay. So it says benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within itself and others. And um I just said namaste, right? The divine within me recognizes the divine within you. And that's exactly what they're doing when it comes to you. Because this person has newfound value for themselves, they can now see it in other people, especially within you and your relationship. Um, and it feels like they're able to finally step into your shoes and really appreciate the experience that you have had in interacting with this person. I feel like because this person may have been shut off from their divine feminine energy previously and shut off from their own emotional body, they couldn't really understand what you were going through when you were with them. I think intellectually, maybe they'll understand, but to really empathize and feel it and to know what it's like, I don't think they got that. I don't think they got that. Um from for some of you, your person may be newly diagnosed with um on the autism spectrum. And that presents itself in so many different ways, but the type we're tapping into is the emotion is intellectual. I don't know how else to explain that. Their emotions are intellectual. The emotions are it's logical. The emotions are based off of empirical data, but nothing that they can feel and touch and encounter or experience themselves. That's what I'm getting at. I'm feeling, right? But it's only now, whether it's through awareness or whether it's through, you know, uh, like gathering new tools to navigate their emotional body, that they're finally able to see you and to really appreciate your experience, and through that really have compassion for you. So I think we're tapping. This is a beautiful energy to be tapping into. So they're doing everything fresh. They're doing everything differently. Um, and what it's creating is someone that can really empathize. I really don't think they had that before. I don't get that. Let's ask Spirit a question. Spirit, what's pushing? What's pushing, or what's driving, or what's motivating these changes within Pile Two's person? We have Two of Pentacles in reverse, and Two of Pentacles in reverse goes to Ace of Pentacles, which it is a fresh start. Spirit, what's pushing this change within Pile Two's person? What's pushing this change? We have here Queen of Swords, finally seeing the truth. Their eyes are open. But Queen of Swords, in my readings, all upper right court cards are divine energies or the viewer. So what's pushing these changes? Yeah, you. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, finally seeing the truth. Finally seeing that, their heartbreak, their trauma, their baggage caused them to abuse their power. hmm Caused them to abuse their power, right? Caused them to hurt you. And not just hurt you, but hurt other people. Third parties are represented here. So whether it's family members, whether it's people at work, right? Your person was spreading the pain around. Right. So let's ask. Spirit, what does Pile Two's person, what do they want to talk about? What does Pile Two's person want to talk about here? We have lack of self-worth. I think this is someone that wants you to understand why they did the things that they did, and then let you know that they didn't have a proper sense of self. I'm kind of tapped into that before, right? Their self-worth was in the ground. So they were doing basically anything to get people to like them, to get that kind of validation from other people. There's nothing that they wouldn't do. What does your person want to talk about? Let's get this card. We have betrayal. All right. So it looks like this person betrayed you. And because I see three people here, they could have betrayed you with someone else. And Spirit's letting you know right away that this is part of this person's modus operandi. Okay, they're telling you that right away. We're seeing these circles here. These are karmic circles. So you are not the first person that this person has hurt in this particular type of way. And maybe even the person that they may have cheated on you with or chosen over you or juggling you with, they may have also done it to that person as well. This is just part of their patterns in love. Now they're doing this thing differently. They told us that from the get-go. They're doing this thing differently, but it basically they want to let you know why they did what they did, in the past. Let's expand on that. Let's expand on that. All right, spirit. What does this person want to say? What's the message we have here? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He's a neurotic. He has a bit of anxiety. Well, not just a bit, uncontrolled. But he can also be paranoid and jealous. Okay, that's Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Knight of Wands, who is the player. Then we have the Five of Swords, and that talks about self-sabotage. And then we have the Hermit, but today I'm feeling like the Loner. All right, let me tell you what I'm getting here. All right, so they want to tell you why they did the things they did in the past. Okay, now, whilst your person may have had a lot of partners, they've never allowed anybody to get close to them or their heart. Okay. In fact, they prefer to navigate life alone. And they prefer to navigate life alone because once you're alone, then nobody can hurt you. Right? That's what they think. That's their logic. Once you're alone, you're unpartnered, or you're disconnected, or you're aloof, then nobody can hurt you. Now, because your person had a low sense of self, they don't really think that anyone can truly love them. Right? They let you know right now. They don't think that anyone can truly love them. They don't think that anyone can be faithful to them. And because they don't think that anyone can be faithful to them, they're going to do the cheating first, right? Hurt them before they hurt you. That is your person's internal narrative. It may be unconscious, but for some of you guys, it's definitely a conscious narrative. Hurt them before they hurt you. And because they have low self-esteem and an inferiority complex, they might have thought that you were cheating with them with just freaking random people, right? Because jealousy comes from a place of low self-esteem. So they think that you are cheating on them with random people, right? So if they're thinking that you're cheating on them with random people, they're gonna get their lick back, right? And they're gonna make sure that you are hurting as much as they're hurting, but you didn't do anything. And that's what a person has done in all their relationships. When their mind starts going and creating scenario after scenario after scenario, and it just plays out like a movie, they feel like they have to take action. And the action that they have to take is to destroy the relationship and get their lick back by cheating on you. So it's just a self-sabotaging loop. And they do that for every single relationship. And even in their platonic relationships, they don't trust anyone either. So they always think that somebody is out to get them, right? And that, that's Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He's got a persecution complex going on too, right? So, and it comes from thinking that they are unlovable. So they want you to know you may have felt it very personally. It may have really hurt you and cut you to the quick. But I let you know it's nothing personal and has nothing to do had nothing to do with you. There's nothing wrong with you and me. You might have thought that something was wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. This is just them and their issues. And they're sorry that you basically, got caught up in it. You got caught up in it. Now, let's ask, what does this person really think about you? What do they really think about you? Because you might have thought that they didn't want you and all that. What do they really think about you? And we have a mastery, 8 of Pentacles. They think that you have basically self-actualized. They think that you are on top of your game, and they think that you are abundant in all sorts of different ways. But yeah, financially too. Financially too. But they also think that you deserve the best. You deserve their best efforts. Okay? You deserve someone that is going to put in the work and someone who is not going to be a fuck up. And they think that they're a fuck up. What do they think about you? We have here the Four of Swords. They say that you've done a lot of healing work and you have basically crawled your way back from being in the sunken place, from being in the pits, from being in the lowest point of your life. You've crawled your way back and you're now shining. But they also think that they want to see if they can mend this relationship, see if they can get you guys back on, that trajectory that you guys were on to be a successful couple. What do they think about you? Um, they think that you're this light, this spark, in the darkness. Um, they may think that you're flirtatious. They may think you're flirtatious, but again, that could be their mind. Everything that you do is a flirtation to them, right? Because they're very attracted to you. So everything that you do is a flirtation in their mind. But they think you're sexy, right? They think that you're full of life. And it feels like, they want to contact you, right? Page of Wands is a kind of flirty kind of message, particular text message. So they might want to reach out and they want to start from scratch. And we have here Two of Wands in reverse, and this goes to the Ace of Wands. So they want a new beginning. They think you're a sexual powerhouse. hmm They think you're a sexual powerhouse, and there's a part of them that's slightly intimidated by that, but they certainly want to try to keep up. Right? But what they're thinking about is basically a fresh start with you. They want to do over. They want to do over. And it feels like, as I told you, they're doing things differently. So it's not something that they want to do. They're already doing things differently. All right. Let's look at this person's heart space energy for you. This is the mixed emotions deck. Let's look at this person's hidden feelings or heart space energy for you. Underneath the deck, curious. Yeah, listen, they're keeping up with you. They it looks like, I don't know whether it's through mutuals, whether it's through your social media. I mean, I hope they're not stalking you. Certainly, that's out of order. But they are keeping up with what you're doing. They're really curious as to what you're doing, and if you have moved on from them. They really want to know what's their true feelings for you. We have here, this is my confused or whirlwind of emotion card, right? So it's a mixed bag. Let's see what this mixed bag contains. We have how I want to feel confronting people who hurt you. All right. Now, even though they're doing things differently, this person still thinks that you hurt them in some sort of way. So you can tell me down in the comments, what did you do? Or are they just projecting a lot of their crap onto you? But they truly think that you have hurt them. Spirit, tell us about this card. Why do they think that? Seven of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's just because they're feeling vulnerable. I don't think it's anything that you've done. Spirit is saying that their judgment is off. So even though they have made all these different changes in their life, they're still holding on to some of their false narratives about you in the past. How else are they feeling about you? We have grateful, right? I think this person really thanks the universe that you've come into their life, right? They do feel grateful for you, but there is a part of them that still thinks that you like cheated on them, bad mouthed them. There's something they feel that you have done that they can't let go of. Spirit, tell us more. And we have another confusion card. So as much as they are grateful for you and having met you, they still have some resentment there. They still have some resentment. They long to be with you. We have your yearning, wistful, homesick, right? They see like you're their home. You're where they feel most comfortable. They're thinking about you all the time, but at the same time, as much as they're grateful, as much as they're longing to be with you, they still harbor some resentment for you. And it could be over something that you've done, or it could be just their imagination. Just their imagination. And from this person's profile here, it could definitely be just their imagination. But for them, it is so real. So real. What do they want you to know right now? What do they want you to know right now? We have, I watch you on social media. We got that message. So we get that confirmation again. They are definitely spying on you. They are. They're looking. All right, what do they want you to know? My life has been so cold and lonely without you in it. I told you, you're the one, you brought the spark. You brought the spark, you brought the excitement in this person's life. So they missed that. You have inspired me to be the best version of myself. We got that message. So this, all we're getting from straight from the horse's mouth is just everything that we've already intuited. So we're just getting confirmation now, basically. What is this? I've had a spiritual awakening and I'm seeing how I sabotaged my connections. Hello. So basically, they're telling us directly from their mouth exactly what we already got from spirit. They've just been sabotaging their connections. It's their own paranoia. It has nothing to do with what's happening in reality. It's their own inferiority complex that keeps rearing its ugly head. I was not ready for what you had to offer. So it feels like they prayed for somebody like you, someone who was loyal, someone who was kind, someone who was worthy. And you know what? When they got it, they couldn't deal with it because they hadn't changed. They hadn't changed. All right, let's get a message from your person's higher self. What does their higher self want you to know? What does their higher self want you to know? We're going to get two cards. And we have here, take a time out. So I think, they are just realizing that they need to step back from everything and everyone and just deal with their own issues. Okay? What does their higher self want you to know? We have just for you. All right, so they are definitely coming through pretty soon with a message. And it looks like a message of love because it's sealed with a heart. So I think, part two, you're going to hear from this person and you're going to hear how they feel about you because this person is goo goo gaga over you. So whilst they may have been afraid to really put their heart out there and wear their heart on their sleeve before, as I told you, they're coming back around and they're doing life differently. They're doing their relationships differently. So this person is coming back to tell you exactly how they feel about you. And it looks like, they're still in love. They're still in love with you. They are still in love with you. Okay? All right, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be this person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. And then we're going to get advice from Spirit. We have Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Now, that could talk about a breakup, a divorce. It could be confronting toxic family members. We have Seven of Wands in reverse. That talks about, being vulnerable. We have the World, ending all cycles. And we have Empress in reverse. And that is a karmic energy. Okay. So it looks like your person is going to be transparent with, they're coming forward to be transparent with you about how they feel, but they're also going to be transparent and open about the other people to the other people in their life. It looks like they're family members that your person has to put in their place. Okay. And they may have interfered with your relationship previously, or they may be the cause for your person's like really low self-esteem. So we're talking about people that they grew up with. It looks like they're going to be confronting those people. The other person that they're going to confront, if your person is a third party in their life, they're also confronting that person as well and ending whatever cycle they have with this person, right? Your person is ready for a fresh start, and they're not going to get a fresh start by going through the same routine with their family and with this third party. They are switching things up. They may not have wanted to rock the boat before, but they're rocking the boat now because not rocking the boat hasn't gotten them anywhere. We have here surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Okay, let's see what's going on. What's Spirit's advice for you right now? It says surrender procrastination. So I feel like you have some kind of passion project that you have been putting off. Spirit saying the time is right, the stars are aligned for success in this particular thing. It's time to get a move on. That's what Spirit's letting you. It's time to get a move on. Stop procrastinating. And for some of you guys, you might have been waiting for this person or to make a particular move in your life. And it might even be a physical move. Maybe you've had a job offer in a different country, in a different state, and you've been, kind of putting it aside because you've been waiting to get some kind of signal from this person. Spirit saying, you move, right? When you move, then they move. So you don't put off life for this person. Follow your passion and do your thing. Enjoy it. Okay? All right, my love. So that was your reading. I hope that I was successful. I would say it's successful, right? It looks like there's something successful that is going to work out in your life. I hope that was helpful. Can I ask you guys as an energy exchange, please subscribe to the channel. And when you do, make sure you click on the notification bell and you click all. Otherwise, YouTube is going to choose the content that you want to see when you're supposed to be in control. Okay? Put a comment down below, a like, and that'll be a lovely energy exchange. Thank you so much. All right, take care. Bye. Hey, Pal 3, if you chose these circles here, circle flower, and the rainbow heart tarot, this is going to be your reading. Okay, so let us begin. So we're going to begin as we usually do. Let's get some significators for your person's energy. One for their energy generally, and one for their energy towards you. So let's get into this. Let's see who we're tapping into right now. Who are we tapping into right now? Spirit, tell us, who are we tapping into? Underneath the deck, we have a shapeshift in reverse. Now, the shapeshift in reverse is the chameleon. It's the social chameleon. They don't have a established sense of who they are. and their identity. So their identity gets enmeshed into whichever group they're interfacing with at any particular moment in time. Okay? So if they're in a group where it's a bunch of science nerds, they're gonna observe and they're gonna be a science nerd, right? If they think that what people want to interact with is a playboy, they're gonna be a playboy. Whatever they think you need or the particular group needs to see or feel, that's exactly who they're going to be. Okay? All right, so let's see what's going on here. And it's all for people to like them. That's all they want. They want acceptance, they want belonging, they want to be liked. All right. We have here the child divine. Now, when this card comes up, especially in relation to what we just discussed, it lets us know that your person is doing some deep inner child work. Now, anytime you have social chameleons, it means that when they were growing up and when they were kids, their true identity was not acceptable. There was something about their identity that was not acceptable to their caregivers. So they had to mask who they really were in order to please their caregivers. Remember, as a child, you're powerless, right? Everything that you need to survive, it comes from your caregivers. So if you don't please your caregivers, there's a chance that this thing that you need to survive might be taken away. That's how children function, right? So they learn how to switch, right? They learn how to project an image, they learn how to mask, and through that they realize that, my authentic self is not good enough. I have to be what people want me to be. And when I am who people want me to be, I'm going to get some sort of benefit and reward, which is a sense of belonging and approval. So now your person has to go back from scratch and rebuild their foundation so that they can feel comfortable projecting who they really are. So we have here child divine. It says innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a strong connection with the divine. The other thing that I get from this, and it's so strange, my sister and I were just talking about something like that. Some for some of you guys, you may not know that I have a sister on this platform called Lily Rose. She's not very active right now because she has some issues with her in-laws. In-laws aren't well, so she's helping out. But we were just talking about that and talking about a childhood where most of the people in the household, including the parental figures, were deeply psychic, and yet it was something that was not encouraged within us. And at some point in time, one of our parents would tell us, like, we were just imagining things kind of way. So I feel like because they talk about the special connection with the divine here, I think this is another part of of your person's identity that they suppressed. Maybe your person was incredibly psychic and incredibly intuitive from a very young age, and their parents did not know how to deal with or even nurture that identity. Maybe the parents or could have been religious, right? And couldn't accept what some of the things that this child was bringing forth. So they kind of, I don't want to say stamped it out of them, right? Stamped it out of them. Yeah, you're seeing things, right? It's not real. It's not real, right? That's just an imaginary friend, that kind of thing. So they have to go all the way back and reclaim this part of this themselves that they had to suppress in order to make the parental figure or the caregiver feel comfortable. Okay, so this is them reprogramming themselves. Their energy towards you. Let's get this one. We have here child eternal, but it is in reverse. So let's see the shadow energy of child eternal. Inability to grow up and be responsible. All right, so we're tapping into somebody with Peter Pan complex, which makes absolute sense because this is a child whose natural expression at childhood was repressed. Okay, so A good example would have been Michael Jackson. Have you seen My Childhood? And whatever we think that we were missing in childhood, we try to recreate it in our adulthood, in our relationships, in our friendships, even in our sometimes in our work relationships, we try to recreate it. So because your person was never parented, they look to you as a parental figure. So you doing all the emotional labor in the relationship. You had to be the adult, whilst they were the perpetual child, never wanting to grow up, never wanting to accept responsibilities that normal adults learn. It's all part of life, right? Extreme dependency on others. So your person might have been really clean, they got attached to you really quick, and they saw you as a nurturing or mother figure. And of course, they got to be a child with no responsibility. Um, Extreme dependency on others for physical security, right? So these kinds of personalities as well, they're never unpartnered. Somebody's always in their life. They can't bear to be alone because they're recreating that parent child relationship, and a child cannot survive without its caregivers. So they always have someone in their life, and they have backup for that someone. Just in case anything happens, they have backup for the backup for the backup for the backup. Okay? So we're also tapping into somebody who would like to play a lot of games because they're only focused on their own survival and nobody else's needs. Right? They're absolutely self-absorbed, just like children. And children need to be, right? They have to be that focused on themselves. That's why, being a parent, it's a very selfless exercise, right? This person, you're taking care of, their whole world revolves around them. You're just a satellite around them, right? And your person operates the same way. Everybody, the whole world needed to revolve around them. And you always had to be the bigger person. Okay? So it's something that they're healing, but even now, they see you as a nurturing figure. And whilst that's cute at first, after a while, it's going to be resentful because you're going to be toting the relationship on your back. So it could be that this is them being reflexive. I will pull a couple cards in that for you so we get clarity on if this is a present energy or if this is something that they're reflecting upon. Five of Swords. No, this is reflexive, right? They are seeing how they sabotage this relationship with their issues. So this is reflexive. I'll just pull a couple cards, but I think we got the answer already. We have Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They realized they didn't put in the work. They didn't put in the work in this relationship. All they did was take, take, take. Eight of Wands in reverse, and that's why I couldn't move forward, right? The cycle of sustainability requires giving and receiving. That the cycle of sustainability, there's a cycle of abundance. You can't have one person giving, giving, giving again, and the other person just, rock back. It won't survive. It won't survive. We have Queen of Swords in reverse. So this could certainly be the energy of a third party. They could have insinuated a third party into this connection. Or this could be someone who may have manipulated you in order to get their needs met. This could be also Queen of Swords in reverse is not, it's someone who is inauthentic, right? So just playing a role in order to receive some sort of benefit. So they were doing all these things and they see that now. Okay, so this is a reflexive energy. They're reflecting upon how they sabotaged and basically killed your connection by not being an equal partner. All right, let's see what they want to talk about. What does your person want to talk about? We have responsiveness. So now they're ready to give to you just as much as you were giving to them. Now they want to be responsive. Okay. Now they want to reciprocate. Now they have their hands wide open and they're ready to embrace this love. What do they want to talk about? What's their message to you right now? What do they want to talk about? Sensuality. All right. So, sensuality for me is always a mixture between intimacy and sexuality, right? So, this person feels very attached to you, very emotionally attached to you. When they think about being in love, when they think about soulmates, when they think about twin flames, when they think about kindred spirits, and when they think about, being very attracted, sexually attracted to someone, and feeling that kind of connection with someone, that intensity with someone, they think about you. But it took them a long time to get to this point. This is a card number 20, and this is the energy of awakening. So it's sex and love so strong that it triggered a kind of spiritual awakening in your person. Let's pull some cards on that. So they want to talk about the special connection between you guys. Let's pull cards. We have here the Page of Cups in reverse. But it looks like that when you guys were interacting or when you guys were together, they never told you. They never told you the depth of their emotions. In fact, they may have even betrayed you. They may have hurt you. So even though they might have been feeling all these feelings, it looks like one, they didn't say it, right? It was never articulated verbally. And two, they may have done things that was contra to what they were feeling, right? It looks like there was some big betrayal here. What else? We have here Ace of Swords. For some of you guys, this person lied to you. If you say you love someone so much, if you say that you're so connected to them, that this connection is like no other, why would you be doing these things? So it feels like they want to apologize and they want to acknowledge the things that they did wrong. It feels like they've had some time, it looks like for the first time in their life, they've actually had some time to be alone and to reflect, right? To shine a light on their past behavior and what they saw there. They didn't even want to face it. You see his eyes closed? They didn't even want to face it. They can't believe they did the things that they did. So they really hurt you. And they can't even face this. Why would they do this to someone that they claim to love and have a special connection with? Why would they do that? Well, let's ask Spirit. Why would they do that, Spirit? Why would they do that? Four of Cups in reverse. Now, the Four of Cups in reverse talks about our insecurities. So they never felt good enough to be with you in the first place. And they always thought at some point you would walk away. Fly the coop. So even though they were feeling this, we have Two of Cups coming out. They thought at some time you'd be like a bird and you would fly away. Yeah. And this all comes from the crazy ass family that they grew up in. We have Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And the Ten of Pentacles talks about family dysfunction. So their parents may have abandoned them or emotionally abandoned them by not nurturing their authentic self and not appreciating them for who they really were. And from that, they just figured, you know what? If my parents can abandon me, I mean, who's everybody else? Who's everybody else? So that's where they're at, and that's what they're realizing, that they allowed their childhood to cripple this connection. What do they really think about you? What's their hidden thoughts for you? Hidden thoughts for you. We have the hangman. So they think you're very wise and enlightened. And they also think that you're a survivor. Like you are like Cher. You keep reinventing yourself, right? And even though tough times come, somehow you use that for your transformation and you use that for your elevation. So they think that you're very wise, right? What else do they think about you? The devil. They are very tempted by you. hmm They're very tempted by you. I mean, they could think that you're wild and freaky as well. And they certainly are very attached to you. And the attachment that they feel for you makes them like, feel very scared because it also makes them vulnerable to being hurt. They're very afraid of how they feel. They've never felt like that before with anybody else. What else do they think about you? We have the Nine of Wands. Until you're resilient, you're powerful, and you're also spiritually powerful, right? They see you again as very wise. Hair is a symbol of wisdom, and look how long your hair is. And certainly you may have long hair. You certainly do. But this is all about wisdom. They see you as a natural beauty, right? Your beauty radiates from within. It's not just on the outside, right? There's something deeply spiritual and just ethereal about you, and they're overflowing with love for you. They're overflowing with love for you. We have the Ace of Cups. They would like to try again. That's what they think about. They think about second chances and an opportunity to do this connection differently. All right, let's look at your person's hidden emotions for you. Let me just get this thing. Your person's hidden emotions for you. What are their hidden feelings for you right now? Hidden feelings. We have fulfilled. When they think about a wish come true, they think about you. They think about you. They never imagine that someone like you would ever feature in their life. They never thought about that. How do they feel? Excited. Okay. So you make them feel alive, right? You make them see the world in a completely different way. And every day with you is an adventure, right? Every day with you um, is some sort of mystery that they can unfold and they can pack, right? Life is always exciting. They're never bored when you're around because they're always learning something. And now they're panicking because they feel like they're going to lose you. If they've not lost you already, you're going to tell me down in the comments, does this person have a second chance with you, right? When they're with you, they feel at peace. And they already told us that with that mother-child relationship that they have with you going on, right? When they're with you, they feel like somebody has their back, right? Like they don't have to worry. Whatever is going to come, you guys will face it together. They feel like they have a partner. What else do they feel? We have confronting people who hurt you, but they also feel like you've done something to hurt them. Spirit, let's just go into that energy for a moment. What do they think you've done? What do they think you've done? We have the world in reverse. They feel like you've turned their world upside down and then you left. Right? That's what they think. They think you've turned their world upside down, and then you just left, and they don't know what to do about that because you abandoning them or anybody abandoning them, that was their greatest fear. That was their greatest fear. So they perceive that you've abandoned them and they're not even sure if they can trust you or trust the situation again. But maybe you had to choose yourself. Maybe you had to choose yourself, right? Maybe they were doing all sorts of crap. You weren't feeling fulfilled in the relationship, and maybe you had to choose yourself. But they feel like you've done something to hurt them. So whilst they see abandonment, you saw choice. Okay. Let's get a message from your person's 3D self. What do they want you to know? What does your person's 3D self want you to know? So 3D messages from your person. What do they want you to know here? Well, the first thing they want you to know is this: I love you. Okay? They may not have told you in the past, but it's the first thing they want you to know. I love you. What else do they want you to know? I'm getting ready to fight for this connection. So it feels like, they're kind of hyping themselves up, gathering all their energy, all their resources to come back around your way. I'm having a massive tower moment. Everything is falling apart all around me. So that might be part of their getting ready to fight for this connection too. There might be loose ends that they have to tie up or some kind of cleanup they have to do on their side of the aisle in order to clear a path for this connection. What else is happening? My life has been so cold and lonely without you in it. I told you every day with you is an adventure. And once you're not there, they're just bored out of their mind. I dreamt about a love like this since I was a child. So it goes back to that dreams fulfill card, right? Your person has always had a sense that there was someone out there for them that they would share a special connection with. But it feels like when you showed up, they weren't ready. They weren't ready. Let's get a message from your person's higher self. What does their higher self want you to know? They weren't ready. We have an ex involved. Okay, so we have three people here. So for some of you guys, your person might be with someone else, or they chose someone else, or got somebody else involved in your connection. Let's get two cards. Whoa! We have think about it. What does their higher self want you to know? And we have watching and waiting. Look at the googly eyes. Okay, so your person has been thinking about you and this connection and thinking about how they can open this door and get back into your life. So there it looks like they're, biding their time, right? They're doing what needs to be done on their end. And there's certainly spirits let you know they're watching you. Okay. So if you have social media platforms, make sure your best pics are up because you are being monitored, right? And let them see you living your best bloody life. Okay, so they think about you all the time, okay, and they're waiting for the right moment to pop back up in your life. So they're coming. They're coming. They want that. They want that another chance. Yeah, that other chance. They want another chance with you. So they're coming, but they're just biding their time. All right. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be this person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? 10 of Cups on top of the world, recognizing complete happiness. What else? We have Page of Swords. That's the spy. Well, we got that message already. What else? We have the Moon, right? Sharing this psychic connection with you, but it's also a very sexual one, right? That looks like the vulva, doesn't it? Right? Or maybe they're waiting for a rebirth of this connection. The vaginal canal, vaginal opening is pretty wide. So it looks like something is about to be born and they're just waiting to receive it. What else? We have here High Priestess. Okay, so they're going to be following their intuition, and their intuition is telling them that they got to wait, right? That this fresh start is being birthed as we speak, right? It's dilated some, and it's being birthed as we speak. So they're just going to be biding their time. But in the meantime, they're going to be fantasizing about you. In the meantime, they're going to be spying on you. And in the meantime, they're really going to be tapping into you energetically. Okay? What's Spirit's advice for you in this connection? What does Spirit think you should do right now? What does Spirit think you should do right now? Underneath the deck, surrender to miracles, right? So there's a miracle, there's divine intervention that's about to happen in this connection. Spirit just asking you to believe. All right, what do they want you to do? We have surrender to complete healing. Okay, so this person, they're definitely doing their healing work, and Spirit saying you continue to do yours. Healing is an infinite process. There's always another layer that we didn't see there before, right? It all depends on the perspective within which we're looking at things. So there's always going to be another layer. So Spirit's saying, continue on your healing journey. They're going to pop up, right? And you're going to follow your intuition, and you're going to make the best decision that you need to make at that point in time. But Spirit's saying, in the meantime, open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So, some of you might be going through some physical challenges right now. Spirit is saying there's divine intervention that you can tap into for that, for some sort of relief, some kind of emotional issue. Spirit is letting you know there's helpers beyond the veil that are poised to help you with this spiritual healing. They are poised to help you. All you need to do is ask. So focus on yourself, focus on your healing. This person's going to pop up when they need to pop up, and you're going to make the best decision that you can make for yourself at the time, depending on what you see and what you intuit. Okay? My love, so that was your reading. Can I ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel and make sure that the notification bell is on and you've clicked all notifications. Okay, so you'll be notified whenever I pop up. Thank you guys for tapping in. Could you please put your comments down below? I will read all of them. Take care. Bye bye. Hey, pal, for if you chose this golden bouquet with the pearl and the cosmic visions tarot, this is going to be your reading. So let us get a message from the person on your mind. What do they have to say? So we're going to start as we usually do. Let's get a significator for your person's energy generally, and then the energy that's specific to you. Okay, this is the archetype cards by Carolyn Miss. Okay, let's see what we have underneath the deck. We have Goddess in reverse. What is this energy? Exploitation of the female nature and form. I don't like this. Now, this could be because it's underneath the deck. It could be an issue that is coming up in their mind. When we talk about exploitation of the female figure and form, we can certainly talk about patriarchy. We can certainly talk about misogyny. We can certainly talk about abuse in all forms of what we identify as the feminine. And it's not just the feminine physicality, but the feminine relates to spirituality. Okay, so with maybe weird views about spiritual, maybe it's woo woo or whatever it is, right? Intuition, creativity, nurturing, and people even say emotions, even though we're all emotional, it's all in the realm of, or has been relegated to the realm of the feminine. So it feels like your person has some weird views or some skewed views with regard to all these things, and it feels like this is now coming up for their attention. Okay. Hmm. Well, I hope that is that. I hope that it's not what they're thinking of doing, manipulating people. All right, let's see what's going on here. Their energy. We have here visionary, light attribute, and it says capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So I definitely think this is something, that energy that we saw underneath the deck is something that they are transmuting, because this visionary, the visionary relies heavily on the feminine archetype of the intuitive, and the receptor, right? This is where your person is at right now. Okay. And I see their head is tied. And in my culture, especially in our indigenous religion, which is spiritual shelter Baptist, um, you tie a head because they believe that the crown, especially of the head, is like an open portal that is always receiving messages, and that it can be attacked. So it's a vulnerability, right? And you only uncover your head when you want to like receive. So it feels like your person, it's like they have a heightened spiritual awareness, right? So that they're taking care of their spiritual hygiene. And even though this seems like a masculine energy, it almost looks like they have on a dress, which is usually associated, again, with the feminine. So this is them embracing their feminine side. And of course, we have the moon, right? That's Luna. And Luna is the archetype of the feminine. So it feels like all those things that your person was making fun of, and they could have been making fun of women and girls, persons who identify with the female gender, persons who may have been non-binary. So we're talking about someone who may have been, transphobic, homophobic, anything like that. Making fun of things out, spiritual beliefs outside of organized religion. So it feels like the person that was making fun of all these things before, they're in the embodiment, they are the embodiment of that now. Oh, how things have changed. Oh, how things have changed. Let's see their energy towards you. How interesting. And now, however, they may have looked at you before, and it looks like they had a lot of disdain for women, girls, and the feminine. Right now, they're seeing you as the queen. You are the queen in their eyes. Radiates the regal feminine, right? And when this card is upright, this is admiration. Uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So now they see you not as someone who needs to be rescued, right? Because there's a little bit of condescension when we view people like that. Not someone who needs to be rescued, but someone who is the protector of others, someone who nurtures others. They think that there's something about you that is so regal. You don't allow yourself to descend into any banality, right? You always hold your head high and you're poised, right? You do your crashing out in private. They're not going to get that emotional response from you. They don't have that power over you, right? So this person, they admire you. They admire your composure. They admire how you wield power. They may admire how you dress as well. There's something about you that is incredibly unique. For some of you, you might be You might have like a softer, or let's say fluffier appearance. Um, and whereas they may have shown that before, there's something about that is deeply attractive to them now. So this is disdain turning into respect. Let's go a little bit into that visionary and queen energy just for a moment, because this is a big turnaround for your person, right? Moving from the misogynist to almost the advocate, certainly the admirer. So let's see what the hell happened here. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, you know how they got here? Heartbreak. Oh, heartbreak can do that. Heartbreak. All right. Spirit tells a little bit about this transition that this person has made. We have here the Three of Pentacles. So we had the Three of Swords reverse, and then we had the Three of Pentacles. So it feels like there might be a third party that is connected to your connection. We have here the Ten of Cups, and we have here sleeping ships, and they're almost like shipwrecked. Okay. Um, for some of you guys, you have had some help with this person transforming. Okay. And it may have come in the form of a karmic energy, as in an into. It came in the form of a karmic energy, but that karmic energy could have been an intimate partner. Okay. It could have been family members, or it could have been people at work. We have the Three of Pentacles, right? And it feels like your person had a crazy ass experience with these people. We see the ship being wrecked. So they may have been working with these people on different projects, and these projects basically crashed and burned. And it really took a toll on your person's self confidence, and it helped, basically catalyze the death of their ego, the death of their ego. So now they're seeing the world in a different light now that they've gone through this awakening, and they have a deeper appreciation of life and of you, and of you. And it's because of this crazy experience that they had with other people. It's made them appreciate you more. It's made them appreciate the feminine energy more, right? So when they look at you now, we have the Nine of Cups, right? Whereas you might have been a nightmare for this person before, you are a wish come true. You are everything they didn't know they wanted and needed. And they would not have come to that point if they had not gone through this experience with these people. Ten of Pentacles reverse, people, spirits letting you know that, whatever happened here was pretty dysfunctional. But your person needed that in order to change their perspective and in order to change their life. What does your person want to talk about? What do they want to talk about? Okay. That was strange. What I want to talk about? Heartbreak. Heartbreak. What's going on? Right. And it looks like for some of you guys, you may have parted ways, and you parted ways because you couldn't find common ground. You couldn't figure out how these pieces would fit together. right? You holding one ideology, they holding the next, and there was just no room for you guys to come together because maybe both of you guys were stubborn, but it doesn't look like a person had a healthy view of life and people in the first place anyway. Okay, so you kind of dodged a bullet with regard to who they were before. All right, what do they want to talk about? Let's get this card. This one here. We have beauty. Oh, look at that. Now they see your beauty. Now they see your beauty, right? We have a card number 11. Now that they have been through that karmic cycle, now they see your beauty. They couldn't see it before. They could not see the beauty in the feminine before. Okay? However they grew up or whatever messages they got about the feminine, they couldn't see you. They couldn't appreciate what you had to offer. It's only now they're seeing you as the queen. So what do I want to tell you? Beautiful. That's what I want to tell you. You're you're beautiful. You're beautiful. But you know that. We have here the dreamer. I think as well, they've been having a lot of dreams about you, and these dreams just seem so real. And they're trying to figure out a way to bring these dreams into reality. Look at this person. Look at this dream here just floating. It's not grounded. So they're trying to find a way to bring this dream, their dream girl, their dream person, into this 3D reality. All right, let's see. Tell us about this beauty card. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Um, you know what they couldn't deal with before? What used to bother them the most? Your independence, right? Your independence, right? Because it feels like your person only feels good when they are needed, when they can rescue, and rescuing makes them feel powerful, right? Rescuing makes them feel superior. Rescuing makes them feel like, I'm not bad after all. So they can deal with the fact that you didn't need them for shit. They had no power over you. And that's what made you unattractive to them. This person needed to be needed. And Spirit's letting us know this is an ancestral pattern where the men or the masculine energies in their life have always chosen vulnerable partners, dependent partners, because that's what makes them feel masculine, like a man, or um, in charge of the situation. So they can appreciate you, that you were not what they wanted, right? They were operating out of their trauma, their pain, and their ancestral trauma and pain. I mean, for some, it's kind of predatory, isn't it? To choose a partner, deliberately choose a partner that is disempowered. It's predatory. It's because you want to flex the muscles in the relationship all the time, and you don't want any pushback. You don't want to be held accountable. And an equal partner will do that. They will call you out on your bullshit. But someone who is dependent on you is not going to do that because they're going to be thinking about their bread and butter. So maybe in the past, they may have chosen persons who were significantly younger than them, so predatory, and maybe their whole family line has a pattern of doing that. Maybe someone who was less educated than they were, someone who had less financial power, someone who may have gone through a lot of trauma, right? So they always found partners where they could have the one up, where they could be in charge. And they couldn't get that with you. They couldn't get that with you. Maybe when you looked at the dynamic, you were the one that was more empowered than they were. So now that they've gone through this transformation and their needs in a partner has changed, they don't need to rescue anybody to feel good about themselves. They've done that healing work. Now that they've gone through that, you know, they want to mend this relationship. We have the Weaver. They want to bring you guys together, whereas they could not have seen how it would work in the past. Because you guys just weren't fitting, weren't you? There was no way you could weave this together, put this together. It was incompatible. Now they want to see how they can blend your lives. Now, when your person thinks about you and they think about this connection, where is their mind at? We have the Lovers in reverse, right? So for them, they're pretty clear-headed as to who is their soulmate. They figure that out, right? Remember, they're tapping into their intuition now. So they figure that out. You are their soulmate. So when they think about you, they think that, you're the one. They know this on a logical level and emotional level. You are the one. But they also think about how they breadcrumbed you in the past and how they discarded you. And for some of you guys, they may have even gone further than the discard. They may have gone to the abuse and exploitation. And if that is so, you've got to be very careful if you're getting back together with this person. You got to take your time and make sure these changes are permanent and these changes are real, because old habits die hard. People can have the best of intentions, right? So you pump your brakes with this person. You take your time. Take your time. We have here Seven of Pentacles in reverse. They also think about, they just didn't put in the effort. They expected you to put in all the effort in the relationship. They didn't put in the effort. They wanted you to chase them. And they thought you would always chase them until you didn't. You got back on your throne as the queen and you sat there. The peasants come to the queen. The queen doesn't run after them. And it looks like they're about to make a reapproach. What do we have here? This is the Death card. Your person doesn't want this to be over. They recognize you as someone they know from past lives. They see themselves as having an eternal bond to you that they can't seem to shake. And it looks like they've tried to shake it. It looks like they have tried to shake it, but you're still there in their energy. For some of you guys, it's been years. Some of you guys, it's been months. For some of you guys, it's been days. But they've not been able um, to get rid of you. They've tried. All right. Let's look at their secret feelings for you. Underneath the deck, resolving conflict. So that they're trying to figure out how do they make things right, and allow pave the way for a comeback in your life. All right. How do they feel about you? Secret feelings for you. They're proud of you. They are proud all the achievements that may have intimidated them in the past. They are proud of you. They are proud to be associated with you. They're proud of your accomplishments. They're proud of your tenacity. Um, this person would just be so proud to have you on their arm and in their life because you're amazing. You're amazing. How do they feel about you? They are worried, concerned. Why are they concerned? Because they know that there's a real chance that you will not take them back. Mhm. And for some of you, you shouldn't. Until you know for sure that this person has changed. You really shouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, they want to resolve conflicts, they want to patch this up. They want to patch this up, but they know there's a real possibility that you are going to reject their ass. So they're feeling sad, they're feeling down, they're really feeling discouraged because they are anticipating your rejection. For some of you guys, you've already moved on. So they know their chances are, next to nil here. Next to nil. So they have a lot of anxiety about coming back around and asking for this second chance or third chance or fourth chance. Right? So some of you guys, you have a lot of history. Okay. All right. Let's get some messages from their 3D self and then we'll get messages from their higher self. What does their 3D self want you to know? What does their 3D self want you to know? We have, you are the master of your world. You certainly are. You are in charge of your world with that queen energy and the master of my heart. So they are letting you know, you have more power over them than you realize. Or maybe you do realize. Maybe you do realize. But you have a lot more power over them that they would want to acknowledge. All right, what's there? I know there is a deep soul connection between us. Yeah, we saw it there with that soulmate card, right? So they know for sure this is part of their knowing. My life has been so cold and lonely without you in it. Yeah, they had to feel your absence because they were taking you for granted, right? They were thinking, you know what? I don't have to pay attention to you. They're always going to be here. I'm going to explore all these other options. And if it doesn't work out, that's my backup plan. That's my used mattress, right? So they always had you there as backup. And then it looks like you removed yourself as an option. And that sent a real shockwave through them. It was easier to play mind games than to tell you the truth. And the truth was they loved you. They really cared about you. But just letting you know that would make you have too much power over them. And they weren't having that. Right? So this is someone, they are power hungry. And anytime someone is power hungry like that, especially in their relationships, it means that they really do feel powerless and disempowered internally. Right? I admire your strength. Yeah. They were intimidated by your strength. They felt that you would overpower them. Right? They like to be the strong one in the relationship. And they couldn't be that. They couldn't be that strong man with you. They couldn't be that. They couldn't be the hero. You are your own hero. They couldn't be the hero. So they just opted out. They wanted someone to hero worship them, and that wasn't you. Let's get a message from their higher self. What does their higher self want you to know? We have think about it. Yeah, they're thinking about it long and hard. All right, what does the higher self want you to know? All right, let's get this card. You are not being heard, and stay the course. Okay. Your person's sense of powerlessness, like most people, they can trace right back to childhood, right? And it feels like they were always made to feel small. They were always made to feel invisible. So in their relationships, in all their relationships since then, they have always wanted to be the one in charge. Okay? The one with the power, the loudest voice in the room. And they have been on this route for a long time. They have been on this path for a long time until they've had, you know, this awakening here. And they're realizing that everything they do is a trauma response. It's a trauma response. hmm They also realize that they didn't take time to see you and listen to you when you guys were in relationship or in connection to each other, because they were so self-centered, so self-absorbed, that they weren't able to see the totality of who you were. And as I said, this is a deeply entrenched pattern that they have. So the higher self is letting you know that when they come back, you have to make sure that this person has changed, has really changed. If not, keep on walking like Johnny Walker. Keep on walking, because this is a deeply entrenched habit that they have. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be a person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? What do we have here? We have the sleeping ships, that same shipwreck card, right? Life is a mess. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, feeling abandoned. We have the Six of Wands. Okay. And we have the Two of Cups. I'm not seeing action. I'm just seeing a lot of thinking, and I'm seeing a lot of feeling sorry for themselves. Okay. Their life is a mess. I'm letting you know right now, their life is a mess. Everything that they've been working on, every project, whether it's a romantic one, something within their career or academia, with their family, everything has gone to shit right now, right? And they're feeling very alone, um, in their distress. Okay, so as much as they want to come back around to you because they feel this love calling, this person got a lot of things on their plate and they need to sort it out. They're not to drag you into their tata, right? Into their crap. Let them sort that thing out. You don't want the shit that has hit the fan, to be flying and landing on you. Okay? So they need to sort that out. What does spirit want you to do in the situation? Surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem, right? So you've been stressing out about this person, spirit saying don't. Turn it over to spirit. Whatever happens, happens. And you continue to do the things that bring you joy with the people that bring you joy. Surrender to silence. So Spirit saying you don't have to reach out. You don't have to do anything right now. The ball is in your person's court. And that doesn't mean that they're the only ones that have agency. You have agency too. So continue to live your life. Life is short. By the time we look, it's over. So do the things that bring you joy. You may have been waiting around for this person to create memories with this person, but Spirit saying keep on stepping, keep on walking, right? Johnny Walker is your archetype right now. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So there's also a call to enter your own inner temple, right? Reconnect with yourself, because that's the first connection that we have to perfect before we connect with other people. So it's about spending time in meditation, really focusing on your healing work, nurturing yourself, right? If you have any kind of health issues, physical ailments, really take a look at that, right? If there's something that's bothering you, right, outside of this person, you really deal with that. Take that time to deal. You have any addiction going on, whatever it is, you deal with that. Get therapy. Right now, it's all about you. Okay? It may have been all about this person in the past, but Spirit saying, right now, this is all about you. You are not a supporting actor in somebody else's movie. You're the main character in your own. Okay? I mean, also that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. 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 Can I ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel and any esoteric channel that you enjoy, because a lot of us, we have faceless channels, and because we're faceless, and YouTube has a new AI tool, it's flagging these channels as like spam and AI slop. So you don't want the channels to just disappear, right? So please support the channels and spread the good word. Take care.